Good morning, everyone. It's Hanifa Bennett from hearthealthbrainhealth.com, encouraging healthy grieving and mindful actions. Today, my morning contemplation has been all about our perspective on ourselves and our work on ourselves. And, so often when someone is going through a not so easy time, the first thing that comes to our mind is what has happened. So, an actual experience, or who has created this experience in our lives. And that's our thinking most often from our human minds of this happened and this is who is involved. And most often we're very focused on who the other person was that was involved in any situation. And this could be work or it could be personal life too, right? So professional or personal, where often we can think about that person. That person did this, and this is why I feel like this. So today I thought I'd start with a few quotations, or start with this one quotation to first bring back our attention to ourselves and our experience. And this quotation is by Alan Watts. And if you've ever watched any of his videos, you'll see that he's incredibly entertaining and yet very honest in his expression of his thoughts, at least. This quotation says, waking up to who you are requires letting go of who you imagine yourself to be. Waking up to who you are requires letting go of who you imagine yourself to be. I thought, wow, well, won't people think that I think I imagine myself to be a pretty good person? And this is interesting, right? Because most people, most of us, do think of ourselves as good people. And I would say the world is filled with the same energies of goodness. Yet, any person can go through an experience where they have not been so good. Good meaning kind or considerate or thoughtful or loving or compassionate. All of those things that we might think of, that's what a good person is. Yet we might feel justified in feeling that, but I was not kind because this happened. And when we do that, we limit ourselves in terms of our own power, of how much we can understand of what we do makes a difference. And it makes a difference in what comes back to us too. And this is so important in terms of learning mind awareness, mind training, that sort of idea. So the next quotation that I came across was this one, which I thought probably a lot of people have heard, but and I've seen it by different authors, but this one is by Roy T. Bennett, and I suspect it's been said in slightly different ways, but the same gist of this quotation says, "Let the improvement of yourself keep you so busy that you have no time to criticize others. Let the improvement of yourself keep you so busy that you have no time to criticize others." And people can say, oh my goodness, but when this happens to me, I can't think of improving myself. Like I'm being really good when this happens to me. And one of the ways that one can think about those situations is I can control what I speak. I can control that I don't react. I can respond to a situation rather than reacting. Reacting could be angry, frustrated, upset, could be followed by behaviors of slamming doors, walking out. All of those things are behaviors that are reactions and not responses, not very healthy responses either to situations. But of course, there are some situations we really need to pull away from because they're not bringing out the best in ourselves. Now, that understanding of this situation is not bringing out the best of myself in this situation, in this experience, in this communication, any of that is a big step for anyone to take, right? That's ownership of this situation is not bringing out the best of me, so I pull away from the situation. So important to realize, yet most people would say, well, I had to leave because they weren't changing, right? In whichever situation. Again, could be a communication with the boss, it could be a communication with a coworker, it could be a communication with family, right? And this is so important. And sometimes it's just pulling away mentally, right? That's just, they just don't listen to what I say, so I'm just not listening to what they say. And then we match an energy, right? So this is something I really want to encourage you to be mindful about, because we can take ownership of I am not responding or feeling the way I would like to in this situation. And I'm going to politely say, I just need a break right now. I can't speak right now, or I'm not feeling very good in this situation. Not because of you, because I'm not feeling very good in this situation. Give me 5 minutes, give me an hour, I'll call you tomorrow, whichever it is. Often you can't do that with the boss at work, right? So if we can just stay relatively calm and contained, in terms of respectfully contained, and that's for ourselves, right? That I don't need to get worked up about this. I'm just going to sit here quietly and understand. And even our looks, our thoughts will say things, right? So if we're giving the dirty look to the boss who is in a not good space or not communicating in a way that we feel is good, then that thought of, I don't think this person is good, is the same as what probably the energy is coming towards us. So being aware of where we are putting our energy, of our thoughts, our words, and our actions makes a huge difference. And when we're caught up in how can I improve myself in this situation, so much better than criticizing the other side, because that criticism of the other side doesn't actually improve anything. So I'd love for you to think about that for 5 minutes after this video today. And finally, I thought I'd finish with a quotation by Carl R. Rogers. And this quotation says, "The curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change." The curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change. And this is so important. So if I accept myself just as I am, so even if I'm getting upset or hurt or angry or um, feeling minimized in a situation, it's me allowing myself to feel any of those things, right? So you can see, where are your mind's thoughts finding you in or leading you to, in terms of, this is how my mind is thinking in this situation. And only when I accept that can I choose to change it, right? I am here to help you change your mind in terms of brain retraining, and certainly about how you look at grief. If you've had some experiences of grief in your life, I would love to help you do that. You know how to reach me. Until then, I wish you a fabulous day ahead. And remember, transform your mind and transform your life. Have a great day, everyone.